Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you all are doing well. In the last class, we have seen that verbs are primarily two types. They are finite and non-finite. So in this class, I am going to discuss the classification of finite verbs. So let's go start. Before going to know the classification of finite verb, I want to remind you about the definition of finite verb. In the last class, we learned that the verb that changes its forms according to the tense, the person, and number of the subject is called a finite verb. And finite verbs are of two types, and they are principal verb or main verb or lexical verb. Basically, we know them as principal verb for the first types, and the second type is auxiliary verb. What is a principal verb? A principal verb provides the main information of a sentence. So we can say that the principal verb is the leader of the sentence. That means he is the main active word in the sentence. So principal verb do the main action in a sentence. For example, she loves chocolates. The boy flies a kite. You can see that here loves is a verb, and in this sentence it is a principal verb. In the second sentence you can see that the boy flies a kite. That means fly is the principal verb in this sentence, and both of these verbs change according to the tense, subject, and that is why we have used is with love, because she is third person and she is singular number and the tense is present indefinite tense. Because the verb is a principal verb and principal verb is a kind of finite verb. This explanation also is applicable to this sentence. The boy flies a kite. And remember one thing, that does your sentence contain only one verb? If your answer is yes, then definitely it is a principal verb. Can you remember that in the last class I told we cannot make a sentence without a finite verb, and if your sentence contains only one verb, that means it is a finite verb and it is definitely a principal verb. Sometimes we see that in sentence there are more than one verb. So in that case, which one is the principal verb, right? And are the all verbs principal verb in a sentence? No. Definitely in a verb, all the verbs are not principal verb. In a sentence, a principal verb may need the help of any other verb because they need to indicate the time of action. That means a principal verb may need any other verb to indicate the time of action or the tense of the sentence. Let's see some examples. Mom is cooking a delicious dish. In this sentence, the principal verb is cooking, and because the tense is in present continuous, so we have to use another verb is, and we have to add ing with cook. In the second sentence, you can see that father is cleaning the garage. In this sentence, also we can see two verbs. Cleaning is the principal verb and it needs the help of another verb is because the time is happening is continuous tense and it is present continuous tense, so we used is and we added ing with clean. At the same time, you can see the third sentence. My brother has been playing games for an hour. In this sentence, we have to use three verbs. The principal verb in this sentence is playing, and we have used two more verbs because the tense or the time of action is present perfect continuous. So we have to use has been. So now you understand that in a sentence we may have need the help of any other verbs. In the fourth sentence you can see I will leave my old flat on next Sunday. Because the tense is in future indefinite, we have to use will before the principal verb leave. And thus we understand that principal verb needs the help of some other verbs in sentence to indicate the time of action, or more simply we can say that it needs the help of any other verbs to indicate the tense. So now it's time for practice. I have written a passage for you and there are no underlined words in this passage. You have to identify the principal verb from this passage. Now it's time to know about auxiliary verbs. So what is auxiliary verb? The verbs that help the main verb to indicate the time of action or mood are called auxiliary verb. That means these verbs are helping verbs. You know that the auxiliary verb is known as helping verbs. And because this verb helps the main verb or principal verb, we call them helping verb. And remember that when helping verbs or auxiliary verbs help the main verb or they are used to help the main verb in a sentence, they lost their meaning. And helping verbs or auxiliary verbs help a sentence to form different types of tense, voice, and mood. Now we will see some examples. In the first sentence, she was dancing then. In this sentence, you can see that was is a verb and dancing is a verb. Can you tell which one is the principal verb here? Yes, dancing is the principal verb here and was. This is the auxiliary verb here and dancing needs the help of was to indicate the time of action. In the second sentence, I am choked with smoke. Here, the principal verb is choked and it needs the help of auxiliary verb am to indicate the voice. Yes, it is not in active voice. The sentence is written in passive voice. In the third sentence, you can see, I have finished my novel. In this sentence, can you identify the principal verb? Yes, it is finished. The principal verb in this sentence is finished. And because this sentence is written in present perfect tense, the principal verb finished needs the help of the auxiliary verb have. Now let's see another example. She is going to start a new business. In this sentence, you can see three verbs, right? Yes. Here, the three verbs are is and then going and then start. So, which one is the principal verb here? Yes, the principal verb here is going and this verb needs the help of the auxiliary verb is because the tense is in this sentence present continuous tense. And you can see another example. Her father has been suffering from fever. for 7 days. In this sentence, you can also find 3 verbs, right? And in this sentence, the principal verb is suffering. This verb needs the help of 2 more verbs. They are has been and. The verbs in this sentence are auxiliary verb and they are helping the principal verb suffering, right? And this is written in present perfect continuous. And the last example here is John will join these sorry John will join his team tomorrow. So in this sentence, the principal verb is, as you can see, join, and this verb needs the help of auxiliary verb will because it is in future indefinite tense. So I hope that you have understood the discussion of principal verb and auxiliary verb. Now it's time for practice. I have written a conversation for you and you have to identify the auxiliary verb from this conversation. So here is the end of our today's class. In the next class, we will learn about classification of auxiliary verb. Till then, stay safe and keep learning.